Hey everyone, welcome to another This Might Hurt. So we're a little late in the day because I was in a tarot circle and we were reading for each other for the last, like 2.5 hours. So yeah. So I wanted to get this out there before I started my self-care routine because once I do that, I'm probably going to sleep. And I wanted to make sure we got these out. So I hope everyone is well. I hope you had a restful weekend. I actually went to a concert last night. Not like a big concert, but it was a Paul McCartney tribute band, if you will. And it was their name was Live and Let Die. And I thought, how appropriate, right? Because I'm working on doing more of that, live and let die, or let them, as the case may be. But yeah, it was really fun. I went with my aunt and uncle and his mom and I get along really well. And every time we do a thing, because she's single and I'm single and ish, we pair up, right? She's adorable. She's a doll. I love her. Anyway, enough about me. And I was having to, I used some of the things from my altar today in my circle. So I'm trying to put things back, but yeah. So anyway, let's get the reading. So what's current energies? What's our current energy? 3 of Wands and 2 of Wands. I'll tell you what, these have been coming out, not only on these readings, but they came out a couple times on the readings I did earlier today. But the 3 of Wands, waiting for your ship to come in. Just knowing that you planted those seeds, and wanting the ships to come in. Right. And at the same time, you're still making other decisions. Like, so I was telling one of the girls in the tarot circle today, I do everything backwards. And we literally went from the 3 to the 2. So 32 reduces to a 5, reduces to change, doing things differently. Maybe do things out of order, right? I don't know. Are you doing things out of order? Are you waiting for your ships to come in before you've even made the decision of what it is you want to come in? I do that a lot, right? I'm like, I want the thing to happen, but I haven't really decided what I want. Have you decided what you want before you're upset that you haven't gotten what you want? Think about that. We're going to keep going, but you think on that for a minute. 7 of Wands, defensive posture, right? Feeling attacked. I feel like this is feeling attacked and not necessarily attacked, although you see the 6 Wands pointing at her, but I almost feel like, you know what? And I don't often read the 7 of Wands this way, but what is being reflected back to you that you're feeling defensive about, that you feel like is their issue and it's really yours, right? Guys, our relationships are mirrors. And when you are self-aware and go back and watch, a real quick thing about self-aware. There's only 8 mammals in the world that are self-aware. I don't know all 8. I know probably 5 or 6. But humans, elephants, primates, dolphins, and that's as much as I can think of. The not self-aware. So if you put a puppy in front of a mirror, it's going to try to play with the reflection. If you put the primate in front of a mirror, it's going to know that it's a mirror. It's going to know it's itself, right? And we talk about the 7 of Wands and the feeling like you're being attacked. It's trying to show you something. And I'm not saying, so if you're self-aware, I'm not saying it exists within you. If you're not self-aware, it probably does, right? The things you're projecting onto other people, you're literally telling yourself what you need to hear. But when you're self-aware, you can actually look at the people attacking you and know that you're the mirror, And it doesn't necessarily, maybe it's nothing about you. Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with you. And being aware of that. So I like that. I like that we're aware and self-aware and mirroring and all the things, but there's also things we need to work on too. Get the fuck out. Get out. Move on. Let them do their journey and you continue on yours. You've planted your seed. Don't let the wake push the boat. The boat makes the wake, right? We have all these thoughts. We've dissected it a million different ways. And the bottom of the deck, I was going to say, but what we'll look at in a minute. Maybe we need to look at it now. The Hierophant in reverse. If we were to pair that card with this, getting out, moving on, letting go of limiting beliefs. Let go of the limiting beliefs. What were you taught? That you're needing to get rid of and move on from? So, and I feel like you're doing that, right? This is the energies that we're currently in. So I feel like we're already doing that. And that can be jarring for other people, right? They can feel left behind. They can feel like maybe they lost a version of you that they needed. And now they're mourning. They're grieving, right? What's our advice? What's our advice for all this crazy energy? And I, I got to admit, this is like a piece of everybody's reading that I did today, so it's kind of funny. But what's the advice? What's the advice for this craziness? What is the advice? I don't think the reading hurt that as much as it could, right? Because information's never bad. Information is never bad. Never good or bad. It just is. Make a decision. Take the blind off. See things the way they truly are. And make a decision. Right? She's got her heart chakra covered. Open up your heart chakra a little bit. If she was to uncross her hands and take the blindfold off, she would be allowing love in. And allowing love to go out. So maybe the advice is, well, this is the advice card. Maybe your heart's too open. Maybe there's some little codependency there. Maybe it's time to put your boundaries up. Maybe it's time to think better about yourself. And all of the skills that we use in how we work with other people, we can also use those in ourselves. Right? I had a lady today who writes grants for a living, and she's really good at it. And I was like, how can you take that skill and apply it to yourself? Are you treating yourself that way? Are you drawing in the resources, right? Like a grant would draw money. Are you drawing in your energetic resources as much as you need to? Maybe it's time to give back to self and do some self-care. What you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck is that nurturing energy, right? The beginning of an idea. The Empress is usually pregnant. She's not in this deck, I think, or at least not visibly. And I'm just noticing the strawberries that I never noticed before. So planting the seeds, right? Letting the things gestate, letting the idea gestate, letting the lesson gestate, right? Maybe you don't have to figure it all out today. Maybe you just need to sit with it and let it unfold. And maybe the best action is no action and just compassion, right? If you fell off your bike and it would be mom that came and put a Band-Aid on it and told you to rest up for a little bit, and dad would tell you to get back on the bike. And I feel like it's just time to put a Band-Aid on the wound and let it heal. Let it heal a little bit before we revisit it, right? Put the Neosporin on, put the Band-Aid on, and forget about it for a couple days. Just because that's what's coming. That's what we're going to need to do in the future. We're going to need to slow things down. We're going to need to be a little more closed off, maybe sometimes. Set stronger boundaries. Enforce the boundaries. Do the things. But as we evolve in this healing work, I was talking with a girl today about how the people in your life they're going to change rapidly, right? If you're on a fast track of healing, then things are going to change rapidly. And we can't always expect that the seeds that we plant will actually come to fruition. And that's okay, because people are on their own journeys. We don't always have to be in control of their lessons and like wanting to shake them and say, you have to wake up and see this. Like, how can you not see this? They can't see it because they've never experienced it. And we have to give them time to experience the thing, right? And to understand the thing in their language, in their time, not in ours. We understand our things. And then maybe showing ourselves some grace, right? Showing ourselves some grace and letting us be. Right? We don't always have to therapy ourselves. We don't always have to be on that healing journey. Sometimes you want to bury a body in the backyard. And sometimes you want to sit and be a 3-year-old and maybe go buy some Legos, buy a Barbie doll, buy something, right? Just let yourself play. Let yourself play. Let yourself have your little 2-year-old tantrum. And then come back and say, okay, I'm ready to go again. I'm ready to go again. We're going to have a lot coming up here soon, guys. 2026, Fire Horse. There's going to be a lot of stuff happening. We're in a numerological year 1, which is new creation. So we got to take all of the wisdom that we learned over the last 9 years, put it into wisdom. And this is the beginning of that, right? I'm going to leave it there. You guys take care. We'll chat tomorrow.